Hello everyone, Bloodborne Part 2, let's begin. Let's start with DLC. This place was created probably by Oedon, who was also a great one, and he created this place as a punishment for the people who dared to desecrated Mother of Kos' body. This place is basically Yarnam but more twisted and full of blood. After exploring this place for a while, I met the first DLC boss, Ludwig the Holy Blade. Ludwig was the first and the best hunter of Healing Charge. He even had Moonlight Greatsword, and he was very good at doing his job. But something happened to him and now he is this huge horse mutant. I know that there is also more lore about him, but the lore of Bloodborne and especially lore of Old Hunters DLC is so complicated it's not even funny. I know many people praise Ludwig and call him the best From Software boss and also one of the hardest boss in this game and in all games. And to all these people, I have a question. Have you tried any Dark Souls game as a thief, or have you ever played Dark Souls 3? Because there is just no way that Bloodborne bosses are harder than any hard boss from Dark Souls. This video is my first playthrough of Bloodborne's DLC, and I've never fought Ludwig ever beside this video. And holy moly, I just saddled this guy. I had beast blood pellets and electro pepper, and holy shit, it's so effective against this guy, it's not even funny. In phase 1, just stay next to him and spam R1 button, because Clever also does bonus damage for beast enemies. And as far as I know, Ludwig is a beast type boss. In phase 2, he will regain his brain and will fight you as a Ludwig and not a horse. But the strategy is literally the same. Just stay still and spam R1 and I promise you, you will run him down. After killing him, I stood awkwardly for a while and I was like, wait, is that it? Is this a joke? How is it over so fast? Am I over level or do I have OP runes? Well, sorry if I have OP runes, but in order to get my runes, I had to whoop my own ass in Chalice in order to get them. After him, I decided to visit Cainhurst, and oh man, the road to it is just nuts. In Forbidden Forest, find one cave, walk through Poison Swamp, find a ladder and climb on it, walk for a while, and then you will see the very first location of this game. Then find another ladder, somehow realize that you have to visit this place that is next to witches, and then sit in this chariot and finally you will be in Cainhurst. Wow! Holy shit, is there even one person who found this place on his own? I know that it can be explained by lore, but come on. Okay, now there will be a big amount of lore. Basically, after Laurence found holy blood, one of his friends stole a small amount of this blood and sold it to Cainhurst aristocrats. They started to conduct experiments on it, and after a while they wanted more blood in order to give it to their queen. After that, they invaded Yarnam and stole blood from the city, and many people wanted to take revenge on them. The ones who invaded them were executors who were led by Logarius. They spent a lot of time in order to search them, and then finally they found their way to this castle. And if you look very closely, you can see many scared women who have a cut throat, which means that executors killed everyone, even helpless women, kids and old people. In the end, Logarius realized that because of experiments, Cainhurst Queen is immortal. Yes, her body can be destroyed, but this will not kill her. In the end, Logarius decided to hide this place and Queen from everyone, in order to not let anyone meet her. And he is basically a guardian of this place, and because of that people call him Martyr. Okay, now gameplay. On my first playthrough he was pretty hard, and for me he is the third hardest boss in this game. But now I beat him on my first try. In phase 1 he will spam you with bloody skull, and sometimes he will hit you with his scythe. In second phase he will blow up a small amount of area and will try to cosplay Gilgamesh from Fate. But for some reason he had a huge brain lag and refused to use this move, so easy win I guess. After using this elevator I went in this location, and oh my god, this is such a dumb place. This is easily the worst location in this game. Well, okay, in this DLC at least. I was lost and killed her so many times, it's not even funny. In this location, up is down, front is back, right is left, left is right, below is up, and because of that, I was always lost. Yeah, it's a little bit ex 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 exaggerated, but I think I am not too far from true. After getting lost many times, it's time for a living failure. Ooh, what a name. These guys were the first attempts at creating the Celestials, but for some reason the process failed, and their heads collapsed. In the end they were placed in the garden to give them some sort of peace. I don't know why they failed, but I think that they failed because unlike Celestials before Ebraitas, these ones were mutated from adults, and because of that they were unable to fully mutate. And also, I have a question, were they Gehrman students just like Lady Maria? Because while we approached the room, one of them screamed, "I have failed. Please, Lady Maria," as if they failed an important task and are begging Maria to help them, or at least free them from their misery. They have a very fucked up story, but gameplay wise they are just a joke. Not only they look like a living dildos, but they also can't even fight back properly. They just stay still, sometimes swing their hands, and will sometimes call Meteor Rain, which has a very long cast time and you can easily hide from it. After them it's time for Lady Maria. She has a very interesting and confusing story, and as fun as it might sound, I will talk about her lore after gameplay. When I approached her, I used the monocle for a research, of course, and then I interacted with her. The cutscene ended and I was in this animation, and no matter what I did, I just couldn't remove zoom from my screen, and because of that, as you guessed it, I got wrecked. After I died, it got fixed, but come on, what was this bug? Lady Maria is a very cool boss, and she's easily one of my favorite bosses in this game. She's very mobile, has many moves that look both elegant and dangerous. In her final form, she will suck all blood that she lost in the fight, and after every move, her attack will have fire bloody after effect. But unlike one asshole, she does a reasonable amount of damage, and she has a huge area which allows you to move without being stuck in the rocks. And also music, oh my god, what a music, especially in her second and final phase. If only all bosses were like her, but we will talk about that in another video. After we kill her, we will enter in this clock, and not sure about you, but when I saw this place, I got chills, because this place is so fucked up. This is the Anor Londo for this game. But if Anor Londo was a peak of greatness in Dark Souls 1, and when you saw it, you could see a powerful and golden shiny city, here you see a destroyed and disgusting and just a dead village that was fucked up really hard. Okay, now about Lady Maria's lore. She was one of, if not the first student of Gehrman, and once either Laurence or Mikolaj and their scholars gave them a task to give them one parasite from this village. On this mission were Gehrman and his students, Ludwig, and most importantly, Laurence himself, and they slaughtered all monsters they could find in this hamlet. After walking for a while and after taking eyes on the inside from the villagers, they found Mother of Kos' body. They ripped her open and took parasites and her kid from her. This disgusted Lady Maria, and she threw away her weapon and probably killed herself. And as far as I know, Ludwig also lost his sanity there, and only Gehrman and Laurence managed to escape, but I will talk about them a bit later. I won't talk much about this location gameplay wise, because you just run for your life. Instead, I will focus on its lore. As far as I know, people in this village prayed and worshipped Mother of Kos, and they also used her parasites, which you can see everywhere in this location. And after a while they all mutated. Many people say that the Mother of Kos was killed because she was accidentally mistaken by villagers, and instead of harpooning a whale, they harpooned her, and that's just dumb. Do you actually believe that people who worshipped her and saw her all the time would mistake her to a whale? Okay, and even if they did, how you imagine the fact that a fucking harpoon would kill a great one, especially someone like Mother of Kos? I think that something different happened here. As you probably know, all great ones lose their kids, and we don't know why, but it's just a fact. Kos didn't want to lose her baby, and she did impossible. She gave birth and her baby was alive. Well, For a while, I guess. But as you know, in order to get something, you have to give something. And a price for baby's life was a mother's life. And yeah, she basically sacrificed herself, and after that, her corpse was found by hunters. They took her baby from her and conducted experiments on him. Eodon was very mad about that, and as a punishment, all people, even including Orphan of Kos, will be stuck in a nightmare for eternity, without being able to leave it until we free them by killing them. Yeah, this is basically a story of this game's DLC, and now it's time for the Kos itself. I know many people call him hard and Watch Mojo is literally licking his feet, but I just don't think so. I killed him on my second attempt mainly because while fighting him for the first time I had a brain lag and I was punished because of that. Oh my god, only on replay I realized how lucky I was in this fight. To be completely objective, he doesn't have anything dangerous. His phase 1 is just a joke. Just parry him over and over and that's it. His second phase is the most dangerous part about him. To be more specific, this weird dash that does a huge amount of damage. The main problem with Orphan is that he's super tanky. Like, what the fuck is my damage to him? Why it's so low? I hardcore spanked Ludwig, but with Orphan I am barely doing any damage to him. And not only he's taking less damage than Ludwig and Maria, he also has a huge amount of health. But in the end I just pumped him with R1. After we kill him there will be a cutscene that shows us that a nightmare is over and everyone can finally rest in peace. Now let's look about Laurence. Why I'm talking about him after I killed Orphan? Well, there are a few reasons, but most important is that I killed him after Orphan, because I was getting wrecked on him over and over. I honestly think that he's the second, if not the real hardest boss in this game. But before that, let's talk about his lore. Laurence was one of many William's students and he wanted to cure Gehrman's people from ashen blood. If I got it right, it was something like a black plague. Inside Tumer's chalice he found about great ones, and in the end he realized that this blood can cure all disease from human. William told him that it's a very dangerous thing, but despite that he didn't stop because he saw in this blood a savior and wanted to help other people, but in the end everything got worse. Many people, including him, mutated in the end. He was on a rampage and his best friend burned him alive, and in the end he lost his brains and was put in a nightmare for eternity. Here's the second most interesting story in this game, but his design, oh my god, it's so bad. Like, he is a Gwyn for this game, just like Gwyn. Everything that happened in this game is 100% his fault. He is responsible for all destruction in Yarnam. Well, currently. Yes, he wanted to make everything better, but he failed in the end. Many people defend his design and say dumb shit like this. He always wanted to be special and in the end he became just a regular cleric beast. And to all these people I want to say one very important thing.
Fuck you, kid.
Imagine if Lord Gwyn in Dark Souls 1 was a regular hollow, but with a fire sword. Would you like him? I really don't think so. Despite being a tutorial boss, which I killed on my first attempt, he put his long fingers in my ass and opened it wide open. I died on him 7 times, and sometimes it will be a long fight, and sometimes he will just remove me from this game. The main problem with this boss is his huge splash moves that do a huge amount of damage, and also just like Orphan, he takes almost no damage and is extremely tanky. In second phase he will literally lose his ass and will start to chase you to, I don't know, replace it, I guess. I know many people say that his second phase is harder than phase 1, but I just don't think so. Ironically, I always died to his first phase and I never once died on his second phase. At some point I realized that fighting melee against him is very dangerous, and just like Mikolaj I wanted to poison him. But as it appeared he has poison immune, or he just melted my daggers, I don't know. In land, while he was busy with lava spitting from his mouth, I spammed him with my weapon. The only thing I really love about this fight besides lore is his music. Just listen listen to his music. It not only is good on its own, but it also explains his lore and character a little bit. Now it's time for the final bosses. Let's start with Gehrman. Like I said earlier, he was the first person who decided to start killing monsters, and he was the one who created hunters, weapons, and combat. One of his first, if not the first students was Maria, and he had feelings towards her. I don't know, maybe he had feelings towards her like father and daughter, master and student, or he loved her, but that doesn't really matter. All that matters is that together they went in fishing Hamlet, and in that Maria lost her sanity and killed herself. Gehrman somehow managed to escape fishing Hamlet, and when he went back in Gehrman, he realized that he no longer was needed. After a while, he met the Moon presence, and they made a deal. Moon will revive his doll that had Lady Maria's face, but in return, he and his hunters will give her, I don't know, more power by killing other great ones, not sure. In the end, Gehrman was put in this dream without being able to escape it. There are moments when he begs William and Laurence for help because he can no longer stay here. Before we fight him, he says to us that he wants to kill us, and by doing it, the hunt will forever end for us. We will wake up and forget everything. He wants it all to end for him, but at the same time, he doesn't want anyone else to have the same fate as he had, and wants to rescue us from this nightmare. And yeah, basically we try to kill and fight each other in order to save each other. I honestly think that he is the best thing in Bloodborne and that he is the best boss in this game. Many people are jerking themselves and are coming in their pants when they talk about Ishin and call him the best boss that was created in this universe and are ready to lick his feet, but to be honest with you, I think that Gehrman, Cinder and Gael are much better than Ishin as a final boss. His story is very sad and interesting. He has amazing music, especially in his final phase, and also gameplay. Not only he is very hard, but at the same time he is very fun and interesting boss. I will talk about his gameplay in my other video about Bloodborne, but now let's talk about the Moon Presence. Moon Presence is a very this word, okay? Boss lore-wise. Like, what do you know about her? Well, her name is Flora, she's a great one, and that she created a hunter's dream. She did it because she thought that other great ones would kill her, and she made a deal with Gehrman, because she thought that he and his students will be able to kill other great ones. Gameplay-wise, she's just a joke, to be honest. Before we fight her, we have to eat these items, and if you forgot to do it, you will be stuck in this dream for eternity. One of these items can be found in Gehrman's house in reality, and because of this item he managed to meet the Moon. Okay, back to gameplay. She as a boss, as I said, is a huge joke. In this fight you will die, let's be honest, only once. Mainly because she's after Gehrman and you won't have all your health, but as soon as you fight her in second try and as long as you won't fail, just like me, you can just run her down. No, really, just spam R1 and you're good to go. After we kill her, we will reborn as a great one, and we will be a new Moon. And what can I say?
Oh, Jesus! What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
No, really, if someone knows what the was that, please tell me. Anyway, this is how this game ended, and what can I say about it? Well, it's a pretty good game, and I like it. It was pretty fun and interesting game, but I will make a video about this game in which I will critical this game. But this will be in another video, so bye bye, and I see you next time.